Hi guys! So we've been doing some work with heredity the past couple days, and you guys are pros at doing your Punnett square crosses. The kinds that we've done so far are complete dominance crosses where one allele is dominant over the other, but there's some other kinds of crosses that we're going to look at right now. The first is called codominance, and that's when instead of one allele being dominant over the other, neither allele is dominant. And so both phenotypes are present in the heterozygote. So if you had red flowers and white flowers, those being the two homozygous variants, then the heterozygote is going to show both. It's going to show a flower that's part white and part red. And to do a Punnett square for codominance, we use two different letters. So since neither one's dominant, you don't want to use uppercase letters and lowercase letters. So for the red flowers, you'd use capital R, capital R. For the white flowers, you'd use capital W, capital W. And then you do the Punnett square just the same way as you do with complete dominance. But in this case, you're going to end up with all heterozygotes. And so all of those heterozygotes are going to show both red and white parts of the flowers. Another example of this is the roan cow, and that's when you cross a white cow and a brown cow, you end up with a brown and white spotted cow. Another example of codominance that we're going to look at is blood types, and that's a unique example that adds another twist, and that's coming up tomorrow. So that's your little cliffhanger for the night. Another example of a different kind of dominance that's not complete dominance is incomplete dominance. And instead of showing both of the homozygotes in the heterozygote, this one, again, neither allele is dominant, but the heterozygote is an intermediate between the two homozygotes. So it's like halfway in between. Again, you're going to use two different letters in the cross. And here's an example over here. Snapdragon flowers are an example. If you start out with a red flower, cross with a white flower, in this case you get pink flowers because pink is the intermediate between white and red. Third example of a dominance that's not quite as straightforward as just the complete dominance that we started out with is this thing called polygenic traits. Polygenic traits, if you break down the word polygenic, poly means many, genic meaning gene. There's many genes involved in the expression of a polygenic trait. So it's not so simple as just saying if you cross this with this, this is what you're going to get, because the phenotype is actually a combination of all of those traits, all of those genes. And so what you end up getting is a whole spectrum of possibilities of phenotypes because all those different genes can combine in all sorts of different ways. So you end up with a really wide range of possible phenotypes. Some examples are, in humans, there's lots of different examples. Things like hair color, skin color, height, eye color. So you can have all different heights, we can have all different shades of eye colors, and even two parents whose skin color is somewhat similar because they have many different genes that might code for different shades of skin color, their children might have different shades of skin than even they do. So these are just three examples of some variations on that simple complete dominance that we started out with. We're going to put these to use tomorrow in an example. Have a good night.